Every mountain is climbed one step at a time, and every great journey begins with a single stride. We're here to help you realize your true potential, one conversation at a time.
Remember, cathedrals weren't built overnight, but they were built by laying one brick at a time, and today, we're laying those bricks together.
Prepare to break through the barriers of the ordinary with laughter as our compass and knowledge as our guide. Let's explore the extraordinary.
Because living with positivity isn't just an act, it's an art, and we're here to help you master it.
So tune in, turn up the volume, and get ready to transform your life and make the 1% shift with The Human Now. That was good.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling
How you
good.
been?
Good, man. I just had a bit of a cold.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with little kids is they bring a whole lot of shit home.
Of course.
And so you pick it up.
Yep.
But other than that, like we said last episode, it's a good day to have a good day.
It's good. Come on, man.
It's a great day. It's a good day to have a great day.
Exactly.
So I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to that thought today. What about yourself? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling rested, energized.
Off a plane?
Huh?
Off a plane?
Off a plane. Yeah. Been down in Wellington.
Nice.
For a bit of work, and then added a few days of just rest. And man, you can clock Wellington in one day.
Yeah. It's like that. Is that it?
Yeah. And then you're just sitting.
But no hate.
No hate.
Anyway, today on the show, we're going to be talking about the 6 defects of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to listen to that, stick around.
Exactly.
But first, should we get into a bit of a morale check?
Yeah, man. Where the vibe's at, my vibes, I would say, I'm sitting probably about a 7. So like I said, we've just come back from the holiday, and it's like, and I'm glad we came back yesterday. So we came back Saturday, today's Sunday. We've got the day to kind of reset.
Yeah.
And then get ready for Monday.
Work again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's pretty low for you.
I know.
What's happening?
It just feels like there's just been like a massive rush. Like we're pretty much in the hustle of the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And trying to catch a break, which we got a break, but even still, it's just like, whoo, it's still full on.
Yeah. Everything and everyone needs to be done before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hope this episode's gonna help us to get to that 10.
Nice.
How about yourself, man?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say I'm sitting probably on the same, about a 6.5, 7.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was hot for the last few episodes, coming in at a 10. But yeah, just a few things going on.
Yeah.
Also the sickness. It's just it's the worst day.
Yeah.
And like I'm glad that the camera isn't a close up. My nose is like peeling because I've just been blowing my nose so much. Yeah. So when tissue paper starts to feel like sandpaper.
I was just gonna say. Do you remember the Kleenex ad?
Yeah.
And that lady at the
and it's
whatever.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. So not ideal, but I'm sure this episode will bring us up to a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Should we get into some gratitude?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right. Akash, tell me, what are you feeling grateful for this week?
This week I'm grateful for getting to do things.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
Like just being here.
Yep.
And doing, we get to do this.
Yep.
Going down to Wellington, we got to do that.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone has that, the choice, the privilege to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Even, I saw something as well when I was just scrolling the net. You can feel like work is a chore.
Yeah.
But you get to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Always a pleasure, always a honor. Oh, I forgot. Shouldn't have started that. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And
never a chore, that's what it is. Always an honor, never a chore.
And that's what it shouldn't be. If you can take a step back and realize what you've done to get to where you are.
Yeah.
You know, you get to choose that. You get to do that.
For sure.
And there's a big privilege in doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way to reframe things as well. I think that's something that I've heard recently is that we get to choose our hard, right? We have the honor, we have the privilege of choosing what is hard to us.
Yeah.
And I think we've spoken about it is that you don't really grow until you do something hard. You go through the pain.
Yeah.
That's where true growth is. So yeah, always an honor, never a chore. Nice, man.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Man, I'm keeping it simple. I'm grateful for sunlight. You know,
It's peeping through, isn't
it's
it?
peeping through. It's good, and spring is here, and just being in the sun. Even yesterday, like I said, it was raining in the morning, and then I don't know what it was in Wellington, but here it was raining in the morning, and then the sun just came through, and you felt good. Had the shorts and t-shirt on.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, it's just nice to have a bit of life and not all gloomy outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just grateful for sunlight.
Well, it's not long till we hit daylight savings. That's going to be good. Get a bit more daylight. The sun. That means the sun's going to come out. And then also, like not to hate on Wellington, but Wellington turned up. You know, the what was it, like the 4 days we were down there.
Yep.
Maybe only for like half a day it rained.
Yeah.
And even that was minimal. It wasn't like super storm or anything. But yeah, man, super grateful that the weather turned up.
Nice.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
Windy, but
Like they say, you can't beat Wellington on a good day.
yeah.
Nice, man. Should we get into today's topic?
Yes. So following on from kind of what we've been discussing with finding our swabhava or our alignment with ourselves. Yep. And with us talking about how we make that 1% shift to realize our true potential. Everything we talk about is how we realize that true potential. And what I find is, you know, when we look at a lot of people who speak in personal development, a lot of things that we read, a lot of things that we take in, even some of the things that we talk about on the podcast as well, there's always about that true potential.
Yeah.
I think what we always mean when we get to that is that at the other side of that is going to be happiness. But what is that type of happiness? What does that happiness look like? You know, you realize your true potential. Okay, cool, I'm working. Does that mean that you're going to get the car, you're going to get the house, all the money in the world? Like, life's problems are gone. Is that happiness?
I don't think so. More money, more problems.
Exactly. And so I guess that's what I wanted to get into today, was discussing what does that true happiness look and feel like, and how do we recognize what that is? And just a bit of context to this as well. So last weekend I was at the Careers Expo, and I was talking about architecture, and I had this family come up to me. The father started quizzing me on my job and the career, and I'm like, bro, I'm here. I've done it. So grill me, you know? And he was like, well, look at the current state of the market. I'm like, yeah, it's not the best. And he's like, when you look at like job security, when you look at a profession in the medical field, there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be issues with people. Like health is something that's always going to be. Like, that's very true. And so for me, that was, what he was saying was like, you've got architecture and that goes up and down and fluctuates with the market, but then you've got something like the medical field, being a doctor, that's constant. So the security of the job is always going to be there. And for me, I was like, yeah, but what about your happiness?
Yeah.
You know, like, and what we're like, being in alignment with yourself isn't necessarily through doing what you do, right? So I'm still a creative and I still like solving problems, and I still could do that in another profession.
Correct.
It's more about being in alignment with myself.
Correct.
But what it got me thinking was that, cool, even if, let's put myself into their child's shoes, and I went to go be a doctor, that's not going to make me happy
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to get all the money. The money's going to be constant. And what I do with that money, is that going to bring me happiness?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it got me thinking about. So it's like, cool, let's bring it to the table and let's discuss it.
Yeah. I think we should just clarify that like not, because you said that kid might go into medicine and not be happy, right? But that might not be necessary. If that was in line with their internal state, then they might be happy.
Of course.
Right? So we're not
100%.
shitting on doctors or that field or anything like that.
No.
We're just saying that what you should do, what is aligned to your natural state.
Yeah.
And yes, there might be some people out there who are natural born carers and, they go on to be amazing doctors and nurses who live a amazingly happy life. And then there might be people who, I don't know, build fences and are happy with that.
Of course. Yeah. Let's just get into
let's get into I just want to clarify that, but let's get into the 6 defects. So Akash, what is number 1?
Okay. That there's always pain.
Mm-hmm.
That everything is always going to be associated with pain.
Yep.
Let's take this house for example, right? We think that getting a house is going to bring us happiness, but what we don't realize is that there's a mortgage.
Yep.
That there's chores that need to be done. There's maintenance.
Yep.
And it's continual. It never stops. Money comes in, money goes out.
Yep.
The weekend comes, the house has got to be clean.
Yep.
Like there's 100% pain associated with having a house.
Yep.
And it also doesn't matter what size you have too, right? The bigger the house, the bigger the pain.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger the house, the bigger the maintenance.
Yep.
That means you're going to need people to help you maintain. So it doesn't matter what you have. There's always going to be some sense of pain associated to it.
Mm-hmm.
Even like a car. At first you get this car, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's shiny, you got that smell.
Yep.
And then
your kid comes along with his school bag with his drink bottle on the side of it and tries to get in the car and, oh man. Yep.
It's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because it's so limited. You can't, you're constantly having to protect it. It's going to bring you some form of pain.
Yeah.
Okay, next is that everything is conditioned by time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is associated with time. It's limited. It's going to die. It's going to perish. This house, again, going back to this house, at first it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But like the materials are never infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's always deteriorating. Same thing with the car. As soon as you drive it out the parking lot, that's it. The value's decreased.
Yep. And just our bodies as well.
100%. Over time we're gonna feel it as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's always conditioned by time. The next thing is that the outside world will cause dependency. I associate my identity to who I think that I am. I associate my identity to who I think I am and what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm an architect.
Yeah.
That is me.
Who you are, yeah.
And without that, I cannot be.
Yep.
It's these labels.
Yep.
Right? I am the mother. I'm the father. This is my wife.
Mm.
You're my friend.
Those small attachments.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the moment you decide that you don't do this anymore, you're out of my life.
Yeah. Life is over.
That's it. Game over. It's the end of the world.
Yep. Which is really real. People go through that on a daily basis. Yeah, for sure.
That my existence is not, I cannot exist without you.
Yeah.
And that's that dependency that we're talking about as well. Even, again, this house, if something happened to this house, my whole life is done.
Mm. Which is so false, but we're stuck in this reality, or this false reality that this is everything that I have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the next one is how much is too much. So, you can never have too much of something. It's always draining the senses. So when we talk about the senses, we mean what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we eat, It's like the being down on this trip. We we had to eat out for a day, and then by yesterday we're just like, I couldn't, like, we're thinking about my sister who's on a Kontiki.
Yeah.
Damn, you gotta eat out it's full on, you know, and so it just takes a toll on the body, processing all this food, you know, the information that we take in through what we're scrolling, you know, what we're listening to, it takes a toll on the body, the thinking, the mindset.
Absolutely.
And then everything has a relative importance. You know, in the grand scheme, how important is everything? Now, you're talking to some Hindus over here. We're talking about lifetimes.
Yes.
But also, let's bring it back to just today. You know, in this lifetime, from when we're born to when we're going to die, is it really going to matter? If everything else is going to die, everything else is going to bring pain. What is important? If you've got the ability to restart, to redo things, you know, you can rebuild yourself. How important is everything?
Yeah, definitely. And we've spoken about this in a few episodes as well, where we say the first thing you should ask yourself is this true?
Yeah.
And is this going to matter, you know, a day, a week, a month out from now?
Definitely.
So that's another one. That's a really good one. You've also got expectation versus reality.
No matter what I do, who I speak to, I'll always be dissatisfied. And I guess that's what that means is putting our expectations on others. Expectations. So again, going back to the house and the car, you know, like for so long, and what we're not saying is that you can't have things.
Yeah.
You can 100% have things.
Yeah.
But it's the picture in the head that when I get this thing,
it's going to make me happy.
It's going to make me happy. It's that expectation. You know, as soon as you get the car, that feeling is going to be exhilarating.
And all of life's problems are over.
That's it.
I've made it.
And the moment you drive out and, like you said, your kid scratches the boom, disappointment.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come in like Miley Cyrus says, a wrecking ball. It's gonna boom, knock the lights out. So yeah, dissatisfaction is 100% guaranteed. It's gonna hit you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Gonna smack you silly.
That's right. No, that's cool, man. Thanks for sharing those. What do you think is the antidote to all of this? To the defects? What should people be focusing on?
We talk about this inside world and being able to remove yourself from the outside and like just knowing that you can have these things, but that your happiness isn't reliant on them.
Yeah.
That happiness isn't gonna come from these things, well, the world outside. And like we said, it's nice to have these things, and it's perfectly fine. But like at the end of the day, people who live around us are eventually going to leave us.
Yep.
You know, we're never permanently going to stay in this one place.
Yeah.
And to know that, I think, it's quite liberating. You know, not having this attachment to things.
Yeah, very important. I remember a quote that says, happiness can't be pursued, it ensues. So you can't chase happiness.
No.
Because like you said, you get the car, then you want another car. You want a better car. You get the house, then you want a bigger house. You can't pursue happiness. It's just is. So that's really cool. Really, really cool.
I was speaking to someone recently, and they're like, and I was just asking them, like, you know, like the vibes you get, what do you feel? They're like, you're sad. I was like, but I'm like a generally happy person. And they're like, yeah, but like there's a longing for something. And it was so subtle, you know, because again, we're so like we're just around this knowledge, and we're you know, we're learning this stuff and we know it.
Yeah.
But even still, it's so hard to
Switch over.
and realize that, it's not real.
Yep.
But internally, there's still a longing that I got to get to the next level.
So what was that for you? Were you aware of what that was?
After it was the longing for, like, I still want to one day design my own house.
Dream house, yeah.
And I feel like when I get there, that's happiness is going to be.
Yeah.
So going back to this career as well, and thinking that, once I become an architect, boom, that's happiness. But it's
just
only
the start of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that the car we drive as well. Like, the car gets us from A to B.
Yep.
It's doing its job. But then you see someone else driving
boss's
past
Merc.
and wow. Oh, wow. And then you're also forecasting, like, yeah, in the future one day, that'd be cool. That'd be nice to have.
Mm.
And you start fantasizing about all these things. And, I didn't realize that internally there's still a sadness and a longing.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, like, we don't need any of that to make us happy.
Mm. But again, it doesn't mean you can't go chasing it, right? It's just switching over that understanding that that's not where happiness lies.
Yeah. Yeah. And that like, the mind's going to, just knowing that the mind's going to trick me as soon as I get there.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get there, that, cool, I'm going to get it. It's nice to have, but
yep,
I'm not going to, like, that happiness is going to be super limited. And it'll be a form of happiness and a joy, but it's not going to be real. That everlasting, infinite, that source, that we're all, like, just that glow of the sun.
Yeah.
That's the glow of the sun and the heat, that's always there. That's the infinite.
Mm-hmm.
That's the happiness we're all seeking.
Yeah. We'll revisit this podcast when we're in our new studio, when your dream home in the basement.
Yeah.
And we'll see how happy you are then.
We're like, man, we want to like an auditorium now. We need new lights. But even, like, just sitting in the studio, and thinking about what we have here.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to say, we're like a Lamborghini level studio.
For
and
sure.
even still we want, like,
More.
a Bugatti.
Yeah, man. What do you think our audience can do?
What can we do going forward? I think is to realize that there's no, as bleak as it is that there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's just, it is what it is. And to use this framework to look at life differently.
Yeah.
In a new perspective.
Yep.
Because we're all conditioned to think a certain way.
Yeah.
That, just to look at things a little bit more logically and go through the list to know that, okay, cool. I have a longing for X, Y, Z. I know it's going to bring me pain. Is it going to ask ourselves, is it going to bring me pain? Yes or no? Is it going to be in its state forever? No, it's going to deteriorate over time. Will I be dependent? Will there be a cause of dependency from it? Like, yeah, I'm pretty invested into this thing, and will I attach my identity to it? Yeah. Okay. So, being able to just identify that, the expectation versus reality. So as soon as I get it, is that going to give me that everlasting happiness forever?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, it's going to only be in that moment. And then how much is too much? Am I going to need it every single time, forever? Am I going to need it to be in constant supply of it?
Yeah.
Channeling through into me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the grand scheme, how important is this thing going to be? If we can logically work through these steps, then at least that's going to help us to identify that yeah, it's not like, the world is so limited.
Yeah.
And that inside, I guess, is where we can look to find that peace and that balance that we're all looking for.
Nice. I think it's also important to go back maybe a couple of episodes and realize what it is that sets you alight, right? It's finding that your state of being, your natural state of being. I think that's really important. Probably the first step that people need to go through, and then these questions start to become more clear.
Yes.
Or you come to the answer a lot more faster, a lot more clearer.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to find what it is that sets you alight, that thing that makes you come alive. Your natural state of being.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's super important as well. I heard a quote recently. It says, "Don't chase butterflies, mend your garden, and the butterflies will come."
Oh, wow.
And that's what it is, right? We've said it's not about going out and finding all these things. It's about revealing what it is within you. So, yeah.
And I agree with you. This discussion that we're having is supplementary to that episode.
Yeah.
And I do like what you said about the garden. All the fanciful things of the world will come to us.
Absolutely.
But as long as we're in alignment with the self,
correct,
and our true nature, that the peace that will bring, and that's that happiness from within that we've been talking about. That's and toying with this idea. And I mean, we'll bring in experts again. We can bring Ishanji back in to talk about what this happiness from the inside looks like.
Yep.
But as a stepping stone and a start, this happiness from, or just having this awareness that, once you reach that alignment, that happiness isn't going to be outside.
For sure.
It's going to come from within.
Nice. Very cool, man. I like this little series that we're going on. It's been interesting just to reflect for myself, and nice that we are able to share this with our audience as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything more to add?
I think you've got it all, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Tell me where your morale's at.
I'm sitting. I've gone up to about an 8.5.
Yeah. Same.
We're moving up.
Yeah, same. I was going to say about an 8.5 as well.
Yeah. All right. That's it for today. We're going to get the outro music, man.
Sorry, man.
It was a nice and quick one. I actually went on for a while, but it was a good one. Good. Nice, short, concise, the way we like it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time,
be human, be now.